What? What's up?
Ryan, you just gave the audience the best view of you ever.
Yeah.
Damn, we look good.
Look at that crotch. That made 2 kids.
That we know of.
That I know of.
If any of Ryan's children are out there, I'm sorry he abandoned you.
I feel like I should sit there.
I mean, you're
This is
the
my
executive
spot.
producer, Jeff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay.
Absolutely.
Are we just going to play
Excellent.
musical chairs for the rest of the time?
What's that?
We just play musical chairs?
If you want, we could do a game. We did a drinking game, one podcast.
Did you?
Yeah. That was the Star Wars one with Gavin.
I'm not
shit-faced.
familiar with that one.
Yeah, it happened.
Was that a off-topic podcast?
It sure was.
Yeah.
You guys did a Star Wars podcast without me?
Uh-huh. It was when Star Wars came out. There was a new movie, Episode 7. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I saw it.
Yeah. So welcome to Off Topic, episode number 8. Did you see there?
All right, now get quiet. Act like you're not here.
We're in RTX Australia. First one.
Yeah, we are.
I am your host, as always, Michael, and I'm joined by...
I'm Jeff.
I am Lindsay.
I'm Ryan.
All right. And,
It is already fucking hot up
Dude,
here.
it's so
Yes, it
balls
is.
hot here.
Michael described it as muggy. It's a bit muggy.
It is muggy.
Yeah.
Muggy's the perfect word.
Muggy doesn't exist in Texas.
Sure
in the
it
coast.
does,
Well,
right?
Corpus
Over Houston
Christi.
way, Corpus
Yeah,
Christi?
Houston too.
Yeah.
Houston's a dog's mouth.
You sound fine. They sound super echoey, and I'm having trouble
Well,
understanding.
they suck, Jeff. They don't
That's
have
true.
that voice that we
Yeah.
have.
You've heard me in recordings
no.
at work.
See, mine is gravelly because I went to the VIP party after the thing, and you guys
So did
ditched
I,
me
Ryan.
when I went to the bathroom.
He went
you-
to the VIP party and sucked all the cocks. That's why his
He
throat's
did do
gravelly.
that.
That's how it works, right?
So, funny story, you know, Gavin and I were surprised. We're supposed to be until Funhouse tweeted a photo of Gavin like 3 days before RTX.
You can count on those guys to just ruin
I
everything.
fucking
Yeah.
retweeted it.
Yeah, I know.
I went, oh, that's cute. I retweeted it
And then
went,
fucker Caleb replied to it with achievement
I
on
know.
her.
Well, that's how I saw
retweeted it.
Because, you know, I don't follow Funhouse. I saw Caleb do it, and I went, oh, let me look. And I went, oh, that's cute. And I retweeted it, and I literally did this. I went, oh, fuck, delete.
Michael bent over backwards to make sure that he wasn't revealed. Like, he was ducking out of photos and stuff. and
There
then-
was
yeah.
me, Lindsay, Gavin, Barbara, Aaron, and Ashley flew on the same flight from LAX to Sydney, I think. Or no, it was from Austin to LAX.
LAX, yeah, you're right.
And we were all kind of like, except for Gavin, because he was probably up in the front. We were all kind of in the same line in economy, and I saw Ashley lifting up a photo to take a picture because me and Lindsay were behind her, and then Barbara and Aaron were behind us. And as soon as I saw her phone come up, I went like this in the seat on the plane. And then I get to Australia, and I see Gavin with Lawrence on a fucking boat. Dude, it's like, thanks, asshole. Do you know how much heavy lifting I've been doing for like 2 months?
Do you know how many fucking photos he took with, like, people?
Yeah,
up to
I
that
do.
moment? Like 40. Like, the cat would have been out of the bag regardless. But I'm kind of jealous that you had that little crew to fly with. You know who I flew with?
Who's that?
Joel. That was it.
Joel Heyman?
Just me and Joel Heyman.
How was
Not
that?
even Joel Rubin. I'll explain how it was. I got to the airport at the same time as Joel. We saw each other. We had like a 4-hour layover in Dallas. We get off the plane. Joel comes up to me and he goes, hey. And I go, hey. And he goes, I'll see you in 4 hours. And then he just went away. And I was like, oh, all right. And I was like, well, text me if you want to get a drink or hang out or anything. And he's like, I'll do that if I want to do that. And then I never heard from him. Yeah.
He didn't. Did he go to the Admirals Club? Is that where he went?
He didn't get, I was in the Admirals Club.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. He did wherever Joel goes.
He
Operated.
disappeared in the airport for 4 hours.
He did, yeah.
Somewhere, and wasn't in the Admirals
Was
Club.
not in the Admirals Club. I was
Do
posted
you
up
think he
like
just
by
walked
the
to
door.
a different Admirals Club just to be away from
No,
you?
I think he went to a
Yeah.
different dimension
He
because
probably,
it's Joel.
He signed up for an Admirals Club at a different airline just so he could be away from me.
I had a pretty sweet flight here, to be honest. What?
I didn't. I mean, it was okay. I'm glad your flight was great.
Mine was fantastic, Jeff.
Go ahead and keep rubbing it in Jeff's face, though. Let's hear your story.
So, something exciting happened just the other day.
On your flight?
No, for all of us. Most of us.
I have a flight story I want to tell, but I'll wait.
All right, yeah. So, I don't know if the audience knows about this, but just the other day, in a very, very like momentous occasion, you, me, Barbara, Gus, Matt, Jack, and Lindsay all got verified on Twitter, which is a huge deal. Huge deal. Okay.
Is that a thing that people want? Is that,
And then-
is that good?
so
is that
I-
hard
I-
to do?
Ryan, please. The verified people are talking.
Yeah.
So, I
Can
went.
we
If
cut
you
his
would
mic?
kindly
Yeah.
not make eye contact with
You
us.
know, we had that short
Look down.
about green people and blue people with like iPhone text messaging, and about how green people suck, and which really makes sense for Ryan, because like Android crap. And I was tweeting this morning like, hey, does anybody have any stories for off topic? And I tweeted you, Lindsay, and Ryan. And when I got to Ryan, he didn't have that blue check mark, and I didn't even want to include him in the tweet. It felt like it brought the whole thing down.
Look, I only care if Jeremy gets it.
Jeremy's gonna get it.
Going
He uses
to.
Twitter, Ryan.
As
you
long
don't.
as I don't have
You
it
have
and
to
Jeremy
engage
doesn't
in
have
it.
it, it's fine.
I
Ryan,
told-
Ryan, for the person who doesn't care about Twitter at all, cares a lot about
lot.
not having it. He's like, why don't I get one? Ryan, you make 3 tweets a year. So?
I tweeted.
I told him last night, 2 days ago, I tweeted at him and I said, you will not reply to this.
Look.
And he was
No,
like, you
That
tweeted
fucking-
me? I had no idea.
That fucking stuttering prick. He tweets 3 times a year, and when he does, he makes up words. Like, he can't even tweet properly.
Only messed up one word.
You only tweeted once.
What did
It's 100%.
Oh, what did he spelled blame, B-L-A-I-M.
I was
Close.
typing fast, all right?
I even, to defend him, I fucking went to dictionary.com to see if there was like some weird word.
Yeah,
that
no,
was
there's
one-
not.
it's
So you're saying he got the red line and hit it anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if I did or not.
Android.
I think you did.
Yeah.
What was your flight story?
Well, I didn't want to tell it anymore because Lindsay has a better story now. I almost got hurt, and I wanted to talk about it, but Lindsay actually got hurt.
No, you need to
My
start with
story, I
that,
sound
yeah.
like a pussy if I tell it.
That's okay.
Can we all just agree to punch Gavin for his fucking business class travel arrangements?
Yes.
Dude, tell you what about
That's
that.
another thing. Joel did the same fucking thing to me.
Not only there, I was in the room yesterday when we're sitting there, like in between a panel and whatever, and I'm sitting next to Gus, and Gus is on his phone. He's looking through it, and all of a sudden he just goes, yes! And he stands up, he's running around excited.
He was like high-fiving
He was
people.
like, yeah! I was like, what happened, Gus? He's like, I just got my first class upgrade on the way back! And Jeff lost his shit. You
So
were
pissed.
so mad. You're like, fuck you! It's a long fucking flight.
Jeff
is a
was
long
sitting
flight.
on.
Bed.
He was sitting on Gus's lap. Like you came in and sat down, like, "Hey, buddy, hey, friend," and then he got the upgrade, and you're like, "Oh, fuck you!" And you stood up and like left his lap. Like I'm done
Maybe
here.
he'll
No.
let you sleep on the bed with him.
Nah, he's flying United like a bitch.
They don't know, Jeff.
We're American Airlines
That's
people.
fine. So Lindsay, what happened to your fucking face?
I took a mad tumble.
So we, if you watched last week's episode, Bernie came on and I think it was last week or the week before, and asked Ryan if he wanted to be the lab rat in the immersion that we filmed this Friday in Australia, and we had about 70 or 80 extras from RTX Australia. So shout out to you guys who were there.
Yeah, thanks for everything.
Is anybody here? Was anybody here there?
Yeah, there you go.
So you saw her eat shit.
Nobody, huh?
Yeah. So they talked about this already, I guess, on the other panel. So that's what I got to talk about. We filmed Space Invaders, which the way it was set up was basically we had all the extras wearing Space Invader T-shirts, and then they had hats on, similar to like the Pac-Man when we did that immersion. So it's like a top-down view, and all those people, like Aaron had them marching side by side, in uniform like Space Invaders, and then the shooter was one person on a cart with like a Nerf gun attached to it, and then the second person was pushing and pulling them to simulate the side scrolling. And Ryan and I did it, and then afterwards they decided to film another one with Lindsay and Barbara for like a sponsor cut. And right near the end, Lindsay decided to slip and bash her face in.
Whoa, all right, hold on. No one
Yeah,
decides
that
to
happened.
slip.
I heard it was
okay?
literally the last shot of the day.
Oh yeah, no, it was.
Yeah.
We were
It was.
done. We were fucking done. And then they're like, "Hey, you guys want to do it?" And I'm like, "We don't have enough time. You shouldn't do it." And she's like, "I'll do it. It'll be great."
It sounded fun at the time.
Yeah.
She went, stitches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm not gonna go into it, but there was a lot of mess. There was a lot of goo. She slipped, bashed her face in on the cart, and funny enough, Gavin and I were actually filming live commentary of the whole run. She eats it hard, just like
Like it
down
was
on the ground.
straight horizontal, like,
But to give her credit, in like 2 seconds, jumps back up, immediate recovery,
Right
keeps
back on her
going.
feet like a
So
champ.
we're like,
at the time,
yeah.
I was thinking, like, you asshole, you slipped.
you-
I'm so embarrassed.
Did you know you were covered in blood?
No, I had no idea. And honestly, I didn't remember hitting anything. So all I thought was like, I fell, you're an idiot, and you look like a stupid klutz who just fell. So get back up, finish the shot, let's get it done.
Right.
Well, that was
And
probably
it-
the concussion.
It didn't
Oh, it
help
was.
that there was actually red paint as
Yeah.
part of the thing
Well,
as
Barbara
well.
thought there
I
was
think he
paint
was
on my
tap dancing
face.
around that. You just
No, that's
barreled right
fine.
into it.
No, it's okay, Jeff.
So they couldn't tell it was blood because
So-
they thought it might be
No.
red paint.
She eats shit, gets back up, goes for like another 3 minutes, you know, and they finish the whole round. And she ends up on the ground in like a dramatic fashion. She's laying
Yeah,
on the
like,
ground. And then all of a sudden I
no.
just hear people yelling medic. So I go over and she's got blood just pouring down her face, like from right under her lip. So basically we had to go to the hospital, which is always what you want to do when you're on the other side of the planet.
And first day here too.
So we went to the nearby hospital and waited for the doctor, and then she got 3 stitches.
I heard the doctor was hot.
Dude,
Was.
he was fucking good looking.
I mean, no. What?
We got this. It was like perfect. He was like sexy. He had that sweet Australian
Michael said
accent.
he
Did
was
he have
like-
like a doctor's jacket over board shorts?
He had like a doctor's jacket over. I think his gym.
Like a
pretty
sweater
casual
shirt.
shirt. Yeah.
Michael was saying, he's like, if you leave me for that doctor, I understand. I was like, I thought the same thing about you. If you leave me for that doctor, I get it. I understand, yeah.
What I said was we should ask him and let him pick who he wants to
Yeah.
be.
Which one of you
I
got
don't
his
know.
number?
You know what I mean? He could
It's
have
like
been
a-
into dudes.
He's like, I'm so flattered, you pasty Americans. But
Yeah. He was like an Australian Adonis. I was smitten. But man, I've said this, and I mean it every time I say it. Dude, shout out to the Australian healthcare system, right? It was $150.
Yeah.
Okay, she bashed her face. We went to the hospital, waited maybe 30, 40 minutes in the waiting room, 30 minutes with the doctor. He put 3 stitches in. It was $150.
A fan said yesterday, they're like, that's such a ripoff. I'm like you come to America and tell me $150 for that is a ripoff.
I went to the
okay?
hospital 2 years ago. I was there for 5 hours. It cost $10,000.
we have a slogan in America. It's for outsiders. Don't trip in America. You can't afford it.
No.
He's serious. You'll fucking die.
You see the posters everywhere.
I'm feeling better though, just to let you guys know. I can actually talk now.
Nobody
At the time
asked.
though, Michael got pissed off at me because I was making jokes because I thought I was fine. I didn't notice I was hurting. He was like, seriously, asshole, your face is bleeding everywhere. I was like, I should stop making Rocky jokes. I started yelling like, Adrian!
Yeah.
Adrian!
No, that was her joke, not yours.
Yeah, don't steal that.
I told her this morning that she just looks like she has a bad outbreak of herpes now.
Yeah,
do.
that
Well,
she actually has that
yeah,
too.
that's,
So it,
that's
it
just being
makes-
married to Michael. So
All right. He turned it around on me, and I don't like it.
me and that doctor are gonna run
you,
off.
You probably can't tell from this angle, but there's the reason why my shoes are covered in fucking green and red paint, and that's from. So we go to the hospital.
Mine are
and we're
too.
like, we're covered in fucking paint, and she wasn't talking because it was like kind of close to her mouth. So it was just like, don't talk because it might hurt or rip it or whatever. And the fun part was like the first 17 nurses I talked to that I had to convince like I didn't just beat her, because they're like, what happened? I'm like, all right. So we're playing Space Invaders in real life. Okay, and there was a guy. He had like a ladle, and he was throwing red balloons at us. There was a cart. Somebody slipped and fell. The whole thing's legit, I swear. And they're
She's like,
like,
sir, I've heard this story before.
yeah, sure.
And how many drugs were you on? Nah.
By the way,
wasn't-
super nice of the immersion team. Big shout out to them for not telling us that we were going to get covered in shit before
Oh
we
yeah,
arrived.
yeah. The inside crew. We get there from
That's-
our hotel.
That's how it works when you sign up to be a lab rat, you idiot. You should have said no.
No.
They didn't tell us till we got there. That's
Yeah.
fine. I had extra clothes. I have shitty shoes. I have a pair of shit shoes and brand new shoes. We get to the set and they're like, "Oh, I hope you don't like any of that shit because it's gonna get fucked up." And I was like, "Great, thanks. Thanks a lot. My hotel's 40 minutes away."
So you're suing them too, right?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
suing Rooster Teeth absolutely for new shoes. I want Ryan's Diet Coke shoes. Actually, I'll just take Ryan's shoes.
No. Yeah, can you
Hey,
switch
hey,
shoes
hey.
like right now? Just take off one, give him one.
I don't know, Ryan.
make
Are
it
we
feel a
the
little bit
same
better.
what size shoe are you?
Two and a half.
You're too big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're too big for me, Ryan.
Be like
Too
clown
big
shoes
for
on you.
me.
What size shoe are you?
I'm like 10 and a half.
Wait, no, I'm a 10 and a half.
I'm 10 and a half.
No, you're not. Jeff, let's us compare.
I'm a woman's 10.
Yeah, see, we're actually the
that's
same
10 and a half.
size, so we're 10 and a half, and
No.
you're not.
Hold
These
up.
just have
I
some
wanna
extra
compare.
space in them.
Okay, so Ryan's wearing shoes that are too big for him, is what we just
Just
discovered.
Ryan-
They were
Ryan's
Ryan's
chips.
wearing fucking clown shoes.
Ryan stores he puts his change in the front of his shoe.
Did Meg get your shoe size before she made you shoes?
You know what? These are size 11.
Oh, no. You should get a new pair.
I'm going to give them back.
So, Ryan, I hear you were supposed to go jogging while you're here in Australia.
Nah, I'm good.
Every time I see Meg and Ryan interact for the first time of the day, she goes up to him and goes, "Did you go jogging this morning?" And he's like, "No." She's like, "Ryan?"
I'm gonna tell Lori.
I took the stairs one level today. Does that help?
We walked around last night.
We
did
did,
that,
yeah.
That was fun. for about 10 minutes or so.
It was 2 kilometers.
Yeah, that's a workout for me. Please.
That's 2/5 of a 5K.
We did get stopped by a couple of fans, which was exciting, and a lot of them were at RTX AU. One did say, he was like, "What are you doing here? Oh my God, you're in Australia." I'm like, "Yeah, we have this convention going on. I don't know if you've heard about it. You should probably go check it out." But he was like blown away that we were there, and then asked where Funhouse was, and we stopped talking to him
Oh, damn. Probably in the fucking gutter somewhere.
with the rest of the trash.
Got him!
I was gonna make fun of him, but I didn't need to. Hey, dickhead, come on.
Dude, she's out storying you. Oh, I know. No,
I wasn't even listening.
You gotta tell the story about the plane. I just remembered what I was gonna say. It was really funny. Oh, all right. Get some liquid courage before you
Jeff
tell
just
it.
took the whole flask.
Had a
right
little bit of
there.
water.
You really did. There's barely any left.
It's a little guy.
It's 4 ounces, Jeff.
Yeah. So I got on the plane to Australia
This is a strong Sprite.
with Billy and I did. We sit down, flight takes off. We're on the air for like 2 minutes. I'm gonna sound like such a pussy now after her. And I went to put my laptop like in the little trap in the front of the seat behind you. And on Qantas flights, they have like that hard shell in the back. And the cunt in front of me.
Lovely woman. Salt of the earth.
No, she was a cunt.
I tried.
She
Salt
she
of the
decides
earth.
to recline, but not like a human would recline. Like she reclines with a vengeance, as if it's offensive to her to sit
She
upright.
was launching into space.
Yeah, she was trying to get to the ultimate lazy piece of shitness as possible.
She thought she had the first class bed seat that goes all the way
God
back.
damn. So right as I'm putting my thing in like this, she like, with the power of 1,000 suns, leans back and hits me in the bridge of the nose so hard that I couldn't see for a second, and I was seeing stars when I did finally see, and I was like doing like that, and she goes, "Sorry," and I was like, ah. For about 30 seconds, I thought she might have broken my nose. And then for about 2 hours later, it hurt, and it hit me. The worst time to break your nose is 20 minutes into a 16-hour flight. I can't imagine what I would have done if she'd actually broken my nose.
Now, when did you say she had leaned back? When you were taking off?
We had just taken off.
You're not supposed to do that until you level out.
No,
No.
we weren't at 10,000 feet yet. She wasn't supposed to. Now, granted, I wasn't supposed to be
You're right,
monkeying
she
with
is
my
a cunt.
laptop.
Her tray
You're right.
table was down too, wasn't it?
What's that?
Her tray table was down too, wasn't it?
How the fuck would I know?
I'm sure it was.
I couldn't
She
see.
doesn't follow the rules.
Past how
yeah.
fucking-
Shut up.
I couldn't see past how horrible of a human being she was. But yeah, no, that fucking, if that's ever happened to somebody in real life, I feel really terrible. Because it's not like there's unless there's like what do you do that, like, is there a doctor on the plane? A doctor goes over and goes, "Yeah, your nose is broken, that sucks."
I can't remember if we told that. I think we did tell that story. That actually happened on like 2 flights ago for us. We literally had was there a doctor on the flight? We had
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And
That was
it's
for
just-
New Jersey, right?
Yeah, it was some old biddy in the back. She was just like,
She got hit in the face.
No. She was just like, oh, my spleen. She was like laid out.
Wow, that was oddly specific.
Well, I looked behind us. She was way in the back, and basically they wanted her to lay down. So they used one of the back bathrooms. Oh my God, keep them away from each other, Jeff.
Lightsabers.
Yeah. So they opened one bathroom, which doesn't seem like a place you'd want to lay, because there's one on each side. And for maybe like the last 40 minutes of the flight, they laid her out like this in the bathroom. Her head was in the bathroom, and her
Oh,
legs
God.
were just outside on the floor. And there was a crowd of people around her, and they were like, "Is there a doctor in the house?" And we were on South by Southwest, and I'm like, "Ain't no fucking way there's a doctor flying South by Southwest." South by Southwest?
You
Is
mean
it-
Southwest?
South-
So
Southwest.
they're
I don't know
like,
why I said that.
their
That's-
solution to comfort
Yeah.
her was
She
by
was
putting
flying
her
a
head
convention.
in stale piss.
I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like that was just a warning to others, like, don't you fuck up this flight.
Yeah.
This is what
None
we'll
of
do
this.
to you.
I was really upset because on the flight there, I think we were leaving on the flight there, we were supposed to get our drinks, and then we had turbulence. Flight ended before we even got our drinks. And I was like, well, at least I didn't pay for it yet. Flight back, same thing happens. I order the drinks, I pay for them, and then this bitch pulls this, so I don't get my drink. And I was like, son of a bitch.
Like a
If I don't-
fucking stewardess can't walk over an old
if I-
woman?
you know what? She did, though.
Oh,
She was
okay.
all the way in the back. I was like, lady, she's fine. Give me my alcohol.
You got drinks in first class, bring them back.
Yeah.
Well, you were in
I-
Southwest, there ain't no first class.
Jeff, I was in for it. First class is called on the plane.
Yeah.
Before this flight too, going to Australia, I had a sweet tactical chunder. Oh, you gonna touch tips?
yeah. Dude, like right as we're taking off, Like literally.
I gotta fuck this
we're
trip,
taking
man.
off, and Lindsay's just like, I'm gonna throw up. And
Like
she doesn't
right now.
really- she didn't really get sick on planes.
Are you guys announcing that Lindsay's pregnant?
No, yeah, everyone.
I hope
there you
not.
go. Tumblr will go crazy. No, yeah.
There you go.
So
If anyone's wondering if
listen,
I'm
we'll
pregnant
kill
or
that
not.
right now. Either the rumor or something else.
Well, it sounds like Space Invaders may have done it for you.
So we're right as we're taking off, she's like, I'm gonna be sick, I'm gonna be sick. And of course, on a 16-hour international flight, there's no fucking vomit bag in the little pouch in front of
really?
us. And I was like, oh shit. So they have like pillows and blankets wrapped in plastic. So we had
Oh, you
opened those.
didn't.
So
Oh,
I
I
immediately
did.
grabbed
I did.
Dude, Brian, she's like, oh, she's going like this. And I'm
was
like,
like,
don't do
Michael,
that. Don't do that. It's just gonna shoot through your fingers. I've done it before. This doesn't stop vomit from coming
Absolutely
out.
not.
It's like when you're.
That just
It's like
Play-Doh
when you don't have a
affects it.
spigot and you're trying to water your flowers, you just put your thumb over
Right,
the hose.
that's exactly what
Yep.
happens. I'm like, don't do that. The person in front of you is gonna get wet.
Like the 6 rows in front of you.
I'm like scrambling.
We're already next to someone too, and I'm like, oh God, don't
Dude,
look.
I was in the aisle. She's in the middle. There's a guy already sleeping next to her, and Lindsay's
This
like,
wonderful Australian man. Yeah.
It's like, I grab the bag and give it to her. Literally the second it's in her hand, she's like, it's all liquid in the bag. You can see it because it's clear.
No, that's
and,
Yeah, it was bad.
and I guess like it ripped, so it wasn't perfectly sealed.
So like,
So there's like a little dribble coming
it
out.
started
of the bag.
dribbling on my leg. I'm like, oh, I made
So
myself
then,
dirty.
like, I'm still scrambling, dude. It's like, I'm grabbing shit. I grab a second plastic bag, right? From like, I grab her pillow bag and then mine. I throw it in there, which seals the leak. But then we just have a clear bag of vomit that we're holding. So then I pulled the pillowcase off my pillow and I put it in the pillowcase, so at least you couldn't see it. But we're still taking off, so we couldn't go to the bathroom. So as we're taking off, I just lay it at my feet, and it's like
No one
a
knows.
bag of liquid that you put on the ground and it just goes flat. So it's like a flat
It's like when
ball
you.
of vomit
It's like when you
sitting
go
on
to the
ground.
state fair and you win a goldfish and it's in that little bag
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
in the car on the
Exactly
floor
what
and
it
it's just
was.
like jiggling.
Exactly what
Instead
it
of
was
a goldfish, it's my lunch.
That's how. That's how I know you guys are in the honeymoon phase of your marriage still.
Yeah.
If Griffin had done that on a plane, I would have been like, I don't know this lady.
Well, Michael did. I was like, you are on the outside because Michael likes to sit on the aisle because he likes to stretch his legs. So I'm in the middle next to, again, this Australian.
Oh,
Hold on. Yeah,
shit.
let's stop. That's
Nice.
awesome. Real quick.
This is fucking
Thank you very
delivery.
much. Cheers.
Thank you, sir. All right, that kind of makes up for the lack of bar.
Ryan Haywood is drinking a beer.
Hey, listen.
I was just trying to pass one to somebody. And then,
Isn't
You're
wait,
about to
wait,
drink a beer?
That's
No.
yours.
wait. Isn't it like an international
it.
thing, though?
You do it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Alcohol! Alcohol! Alcohol!
Skull it!
Alcohol!
It's delicious, right?
why did I just drink pepperoni?
Because Ryan, someone put it in front of you.
You just got fucked up.
Yeah, you did. But
This is what it feels like?
yes.
Wacky Ryan's about to come out.
Woohoo!
But Michael made me take the bag, even though he was in the aisle. He's like, no, I'm not carrying your vomit to the bathroom. So I had to like.
There's a line,
Well,
you know?
yeah.
What do you do with the bag in the bathroom? There's no trash can in there.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
there?
there's a trash can.
I tossed it.
You discreetly throw it in the trash. Excuse me, miss, can you take this?
It was a covert mission. I was
I
like,
would have been like,
You
"Nah,
should've
ma'am,
hit it,
can I
yeah.
get a new pillow? Just give it.
You
My
should
name's so
have
deflated.
hit the call button and see if they would have dealt with it. Like it. Here
I
you
didn't
go.
again. wanna do
no,
that.
no.
I was
I'm-
like, it was like little kid scenario, right? Like, first things first, let's cover it up. If we can't cover it up, then I'll call an adult. And we covered it up. Like that time I set my rug on fire in my house, and I screamed to my parents, like, the house is on fire, but then I put it out before they heard me, and I was like,
Time to move the bed.
I, for some reason, I was like 8 or 9, I set a sock on fire, because I thought it'd be cool. And let me tell you, it was pretty cool.
That's okay. What I did to Andrew.
So I set a sock on fire, and then for some reason dropped it on the floor, and believe it or not, the carpet caught on fire. And I just immediately started yelling, fire, fire, as I was stepping on it. And then it went out immediately, and I was just like, oh, nothing to see here.
I'm not going to bore everybody with the story about how I set the vacant lot on fire with my friend and had to beat it out with my jacket. But at the end of the story, because I've said it on the podcast, I told the story like 40 times. But so the way I had a jacket that was burnt to a fucking crisp, and I was like 12, and I didn't know what to do with it. I wanted my mom to see it, so I took it to school and left it on the rack at school. And every day she'd be like, 'cause it was dead of winter, she's like, where's your jacket? And I'm like, I forgot it at school. She's like, bring it home tomorrow. And I was like, okay, to the last day of school. She's like, do not forget your jacket today. It's been 4 months. And I was like, yeah, no, I'll get it. And then I came home, she's like, where's the jacket? And I was like, oh, I must have left it at school. The other day, Millie came home, and I told her to get her jacket to get ready for dinner. And she's like, oh, I don't have it. And I go, where's your fucking jacket? And she goes, I left it at school. And I went, you motherfucker. I don't know what she did, but she set something on fire.
She probably did.
And she hasn't brought it home since.
I had a similar thing, minus the setting on fire, where I used to have this corduroy jacket that I wore when I was like a preteen teenager.
You were a pimp.
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah. It was
Why do you
big.
think I married him?
I had like the copper buttons. And, being like 12, 13 years old, naturally what I did in the summer when I was off from school was I egged people's houses. So I had like a little front pocket. And one time I was on my bike and I had eggs in my front pocket and they broke in my pocket and my entire jacket was just like running with eggs. And that was the day I learned to do laundry. Like, I remember I went home, I went in the basement, right? I threw it in the washing machine. This is how fucking stupid I was. I washed it, right? And then when the cycle stopped, like it stopped spinning, but it hadn't drained yet, I opened it up and I was like, oh my God, there's still water in it. I started scooping the water out with a cup and throwing it in the sink next to the washing machine. I drained like half the fucking washing machine with a red cup like a red plastic cup.
Did someone intervene at some point?
Nobody intervened. I got it in the dryer. Everything was fine. There was probably some missing water in the next wash, and my mother was like, oh, I wonder what happened.
And it was probably pretty soapy, I would imagine still.
Yeah, but it didn't smell like eggs.
Fair enough.
Have you set anything on fire, Ryan?
Storm drain.
There you go.
Everybody
I
goes
just
through
set
that
a
phase,
storm
right?
drain on fire.
It's full of water.
It's also metal.
Ryan made it happen somehow.
It's in the storm drain, not actually the grate.
Oh, Ryan's like, guys, napalm burns on water. Duh.
Idiots.
A little soap, a
So
little
you're-
gas,
metal
it works
burns,
great.
So
you know,
now,
hot
am I
enough.
learning that Ryan is either Charlie or Frank, running around in the sewers, setting things on fire?
Yeah.
What are you doing
put
in
your
a
clothes on
storm
your head.
drain?
That's what Georgian kids do for fun.
I mean, there's not much else going on.
Dude,
so
that makes perfect sense because he's from Georgia. He's probably looking for a dead body to poke with a stick. That's where you
Yeah.
find
Yes.
him. You find him
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
bayou.
That's train tracks. You
in
gotta go down the train tracks for that.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know.
Do you ever see a dead dog? You know how they get bloated? And then
Yes.
if you throw rocks at them, they'll pop and maggots fly out? You ever do
No.
that?
Is that
Are you
a thing
awing the
you've
dog or
done?
the maggots? The maggots don't care.
No, I didn't do that.
No?
That's called an Alabama Sunday.
Yeah.
Christ.
It works if you ever want to try it. They get bloated from the sun and the gases and stuff.
any
and they'll
dead
get
thing
fucking
does that.
huge. Yeah, I just never saw anything other than a dog.
In Jersey, shitloads of dead deers.
Cats get flat.
dead deers in the road. Like you get into the
Yeah.
Some
the
cats
wooded
get
area.
puffy. They get a little
Dude,
bit bloated.
A deer, they'll wreck your fucking car. They will total your shit. You hit like a 400-pound animal.
Did I ever tell you the time how I was driving home from Bernie's house after making Rivers Blue, and I hit a deer, and I didn't know what to do about it because I felt terrible, and I called Griffin. We were just dating, and I was like, if she finds out she probably likes animals, and I'm gonna fuck this thing up. And so I called her, and I'm like, what do I do? And she was like, you hit a deer? And I was like, yeah, I don't know what to do. And she goes, you need to go back and run it over and kill it. And I was like,
Is it alive
And she's like, is it
still?
still alive? And I go, oh, yeah, I heard it yelling. And she goes, you need to turn around and kill it.
And
I'm
snap
like,
its
well, I don't
neck.
have a gun. And she's like, and it's 3 a.m. And I'm like, well, how do I kill it? And she's like, you're gonna have to run it over. And I was like, fuck. And I was like,
Holy
okay.
shit.
And so I turn around, I come back, and it's in the middle of the road, sitting there going, "Nyeh," like that. And I have this big pickup truck, so I was like, the truck's probably gonna, but I was looking at it, and I was trying to figure out how to hit the deer to kill it in the most humane way without flipping my truck. And so I'm looking at it, and I size it up, I'm pulling up to it, and then backing up, and getting it right, and then I back up to what I think is a good distance, and then I floor it.
God.
Jeepers Creepers style.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And as I hit the gas, the deer gets up and runs away. And I go, oh, thank God. And another deer runs in front of me, and I hit that deer.
Jeff, if you ever hit me with a car, don't come back for me, okay?
I was
Fucking leave me there in the
Just
road.
trying to keep Griffin from breaking up with me. And I didn't know what to do. I was on my way to her house. And so I
Do you
hit
think
a
the
deer.
deers killed each other? Did they
I don't
finish
know.
each other off?
The other deer I hit bounced off my truck and just kept running.
You called her about that one too, right? You're like, I
Yeah.
didn't finish the first one, but there
No,
was
he
a
like,
second deer.
I'm not even gonna bother. I can't.
And I remember driving. I was after that happened. I was horrified, and I was driving to her place. She lived like 30 miles south, and I was like, "There is no way I'm having sex tonight."
Did you?
I don't
I
know.
mean, maybe if you'd finished it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might be the only person to ever hit a deer on his way back from hitting a deer, though.
Not on his way back. On his way back to kill it.
Yeah.
Coming back to finish it off.
She was like, "It's the humane thing to do. You've got to put it out of its misery."
On the
feel like-
upside, you've still never hit a deer on purpose.
No,
True.
none of those were on purpose.
No malicious intent. At least she didn't ask you to like snap its neck or anything. Be like, all right, you have to do this.
Oh, you mean like in Until Dawn, and you could have ripped its fucking head off?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Remember that juicy scene? You gotta kill the deer. Oh!
There was another time I was driving down that same road. This is a terrible story too.
Go
I was
for
driving down
it.
that same road and it was icy, and a deer got in front of me, and it was in the daytime and it was running.
And he had a gun.
No, and he was running in front of me, and I hit the brakes.
You hit my friend!
Yeah, I hit the brakes, and it was ice. The road was iced over, so I was sliding, and I couldn't control the truck, and I was catching up on the deer, and I was like, "Run faster, little deer!" And I'm just like swerving, trying not to go off the road and die. I would rather hit the deer than die, right? And the deer is like, I'm gaining on him fast, and I don't want to. And we start to cross a bridge, and the deer looks back at me and just jumps off the side of the bridge.
You made a deer commit suicide.
Stop! Stop!
It jumped off the side of the bridge,
How long
and it
has
was
this been going on?
It was a long way down.
Why do you hate Bambi?
You're like the deer whisperer that kills them.
Yeah.
Stop! Stop getting in your car!
In
And
deer-
so I couldn't stop anyway, but I couldn't bring my, had I been able to, I wouldn't have been, I couldn't bring
didn't
myself to.
look and see
no.
what happened?
No, I kept sliding. I
Christ.
went like another mile, I just fucking hydroplaned.
You are the most successful accidental hunter in that
Yeah.
region.
Did
Yeah.
You mean like it looked at you? Was it like you've killed me and then
No.
jumped off?
It was more of a like, yeah, maybe.
See, I'm thinking in deer culture, there's
It
like
was
an
like-
I Am Legend scenario where they're like, this man, Jeff Ramsey, will come and find your family, make sure you
It's
take
like
care of your deer kids.
It's like, it's like in those, I don't want to bring up specifics, but those moments where you realize you're gonna die, but you have choices. That's like, how am I going to die? Am I gonna get by falling and then sudden impact, or by getting hit by a truck?
It went. Do you think it went for its head? Like it just wanted to
I
land
don't
on its
know,
own
man.
head?
I felt so bad.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Not bad enough to look.
Did you get on the off ramp, circle back around, and then run it over on the road underneath?
I didn't. No, it was a dry creek bed under there. I didn't.
Look, you don't realize it, but you are actually like the manliness challenge of deer in that area. Like they're like, did you face the Ramsey?
There's,
Yes.
you know,
I
you know
survived
how-
the Ramsey.
You know how in the like this is a common thing, like in a lot of wooded areas, and especially New Jersey, there's deer crossing signs. And there's like literally a picture of a fucking deer, and it's like, slow down, they'll jump out. In the woods, there's fucking signs of Jeff for the deer. They're like, watch the fuck out. He'll run you over. He'll make you jump off a bridge. They're gonna come to your house and
Motherfucker
kill
will
you
come
one day.
back for you.
It's gonna be like, to bring it back to Until Dawn, you're gonna look out your window one day and there's gonna be like 20 deer just sitting outside your house like Harry Potter and the fucking owls. You're just they're like, come outside. I wish you had a chimney.
Don't make us come in.
They're just gonna go like,
I actually had a dog like that once. Like when
They
he was
talked?
No. He was like he held a grudge forever.
Dogs
Like,
are assholes. They'll hold grudges, dude.
he was the
So
sweetest
cats.
dog, but when he was a little puppy,
Yeah,
like
cats
he
are
was just
dumb.
running around our front yard, and this old lady from down the street would just like, no, get back, like snap him with a stick. Whenever that dog then got out of the house, invariably he would go down to her house and sit outside and just wait for her. And she would call us like, your dog's outside, please come get him.
and Ryan just went,
Oh, he's great.
That
Yeah,
reminds
I
me
know
of,
he is, bitch.
that
I
reminds me
sent
of
him for you.
I am a dark god.
one time I was in my first marriage to the horrible woman who's not my beautiful wife Griffin. I was at her family's in New York, and it was winter, and she had gone to visit her friend, and I decided to walk over to her friend's house to go, because I was bored. I was just gonna go see what they're up to. And I was walking through the woods, and two dogs came out of the woods and started growling at me, and it was snowing, and they started to flank me, and and they looked vicious.
You gotta watch out, cause and then the dog from the side will get you like a raptor.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, was this part of your training as a
And-
Spartan?
No,
or-
and I'm just in a field, right? A snowy field, and I see these two dogs, and I'm in the snow. You can't run in the snow. And I look around and I think, like, how am I going to defend myself? And I look down on the ground, and at my feet was a hammer.
What?
What?
And in the middle of the woods.
Jeff.
It was just, I literally was about to step
Here's the
on
thing.
it.
It was
Here's the
weird.
thing.
It was next to
Here's
a
the
box
thing.
full of
It was like
pornography.
on top
I was
of the
gonna
snow.
say that. I laugh, but dude, if you didn't grow up in like a wooded area, you find all kinds of shit in the woods. First porn I ever saw was wood porn. You just find porno magazines sitting in the
And
woods.
hammers.
That sounds like
I gotta-
tree
and
porn.
hammers.
Yeah.
I got
Like
a
craftsman
woods
and
porn story after
After
this.
the hammer. After you hammered the shit out of those dogs.
And then and they're looking at me and I'm looking at them, and I just look at the ground for like a stick or a pine cone or something, and there's a fucking hammer.
What are you gonna do with a pine cone?
I don't know, throw it at the dog to
He's gonna
scare
put it
it.
in their mouth, have them swallow it. Slowly over time, it would ruin their
It's
digestive
really abrasive.
system.
Yeah.
Ah.
And so
I'll
and I
exfoliate
remember
you.
my first thought was like, am I in a movie? So I picked up the hammer, and I just held it up like this, and the dogs ran away. But I almost had to kill 2 dogs with a hammer. But I didn't.
Did you come back with your car and run them over? Griffin's like, you gotta go back.
He tried
Those-
to, but both
those
of them
dogs
jumped off the
expressed
side and
dominance
died.
over
Yeah.
you, and now they think they can, do whatever they want.
I feel like that's the shittiest King Arthur story ever. The hammer in the woods.
Yeah?
God gave you
I
that
don't know, it was
hammer
weird.
that day.
It's very surreal.
I guess I'm the only person that's never like hit an animal or anything like that. I ran over a turtle once. That was cool.
You're
yeah,
a monster.
Then you're not the only person. I've
There you
never
go.
killed an animal besides bugs. Fuck bugs.
No, fuck bugs, but you make me deal with them. Every single time there's a spider or
don't
something,
like
Michael's
them.
like, oh, get it, Lindsay, get
Here's
it.
the thing. I'm from New Jersey. If someone tries to stab you, I'll get in the way. You're from Texas. If a bug comes at me, you deal with it. That's how it works.
Or a snake.
I got another terrible hitting an animal story.
What the fuck?
Jeff!
I don't know if I should
Stop
tell this
it!
one.
Stop! Stop! Go
Do you
back in time
save
and say
these up
stop!
until you
Fuck.
leave
This
the
one's
country?
bad. This one's pretty bad.
Oh, this one's bad, guys. Not like the other ones.
When I was in high school, I was driving down the road and on just a regular street in a neighborhood, and a car in front of me, a kitten ran out.
No!
Jeff!
No!
A kitten ran out, and the car hit the kitten and kept going. And the cat was like flopping around because it had like a broken neck. And I started to cry. I swerved around it and I kept
As you
driving.
should.
And I started to cry, but I looked in the rearview mirror and I saw it flopping around. So, I didn't know what to do.
Yes,
and
you
I thought,
did.
I gotta, it's
You gotta
funny.
go
'cause
back for it.
I never drew this parallel until tonight. So I thought I have to hit the cat to kill it because it was obviously its neck was broken and it was flopping around and it would look terrible. So I had a 1981 Buick Century. It was
Dude,
a big
I'm
car.
so glad you weren't on the immersion shoot.
Yeah.
Because Lindsay would be dead right now.
I would.
She's
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
ground.
yeah.
All of a sudden, Jeff just comes through with his fucking car.
Jeff, please don't run me over.
I'm sorry, I have to!
I still have more years in me, please!
It's gonna, all right, this is gonna get worse. So I turned around
I need more beer.
and I ran the cat over because I wanted to put it out of its misery. I don't know that I've ever told this story before. And then I looked in the rearview mirror to make sure it was dead, and the cat wasn't there. And I was like, where's the cat? So I stopped, and I got out of
Yeah.
my car, and in the passenger driver's side wheel, or passenger front wheel well, the dead cat was lodged in there. And I couldn't touch it, so I thought I'll just keep driving until it falls out. So I drove, and I just kept driving while looking in the rearview mirror, and it never came out. And I drove for like a half an hour, and it was still there, and I couldn't touch it.
Jeff.
So I went to a car wash, and I got
Jeff.
the power washer,
Jeff!
and I had to spray it out of my car.
And then what? Then there's just a dead cat
Yeah,
on the
and-
floor of the car
and-
wash.
What was it at that point? It was like a pile of
And
glue.
then I
That's what I'm
just went
wondering.
home after that.
Was it a full cat that sprayed out, or was like parts of it? Like,
No, it was a full dead kitten.
One contiguous flat cat.
Yeah. I just had to go like that, and it plopped down, and then I just got in my car and went home.
and it was
So
still
how much
flopping,
of
and
the
then
back
Jeff
spray
stomped on
were you
it.
getting
Yeah.
in the face though while you were doing that?
Christ.
There was an amount.
Stay away from my cats. Don't come near
Stay
them.
away from cars.
Yeah, just stop driving. Just walk everywhere. Jeff will find a way.
By the way, why did you have to contact Griffin for the deer situation? You'd already had it handled with the cat.
I had forgotten about that cat situation until just now.
Was the cat before or after the deer situation?
I was in high school with the cat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Did you like repress the memory? Like, I'm gonna forget that this ever happened.
One time in high school,
How many
Is
other
it 'cause
animals
you're in
have you killed?
Australia or
Yeah.
what? Like, why do you hate animals? What happened?
it's not animals.
Jeff killed a kangaroo
Was it a
yesterday.
human?
This is a human story. One time in high school, I was driving with my friends at like 2 in the morning, and I fell asleep while I was driving because I was tired. And I heard a scream. I'd actually just taken my friends and dropped them off, and I was going home. And I nodded off, and I heard a scream, and I looked up in time to see a guy diving out of the way of my car into like a 6-foot ditch. He had been crossing the road, and I guess I didn't see him, and I started to swerve over towards him, and I just saw the guy's like legs in the air as he dove into the ditch.
Holy shit.
And then I just kept going.
Let me
Did you
ask
go back and kill him?
Let me ask you, Jeff. Did you go back for him?
I didn't hit that guy.
Okay.
He got out of the way.
No, I think that was that guy
if
was
he
like a
hadn't
deer.
screamed,
Yeah.
I might have gone in that ditch. He did me a favor.
I think he
think
saw
if
you
Might
and
have
killed
followed
himself.
him into the
yeah.
ditch, is what you
I
mean.
think if you didn't scream, you'd be a murderer, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
That's all.
That's
take
the last of those
Are you
stories I'm
sure?
going to tell.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are
I
you
don't know
gonna,
that that's nothing else is coming to mind, but
Well,
even if
now-
it does, I'm going to hold on to it.
Now I feel like you need to rack a couple stories up in Australia to bring back with you
Yeah.
for another podcast.
Let's pour one
You
out
know,
for
like,
that kitten.
I've heard that kangaroo are like vermin here, and they're really just like, there's too many of them, so if you want to take a crack at that,
Does anybody got a
somebody
car I
said
can
do it.
borrow?
They're supposed to be Australian deer, from
you
what I
can
understand.
borrow,
Yeah.
you can borrow the boomerang that James smashed into somebody's face in the crowd.
Yeah.
That'll take one
Trash.
out. Dude, Funhouse hates you guys. They're trying to hit you and injure you.
Yeah, we love you very
They
much.
don't even show up for the full panel. I hear one of them laugh.
Dude, they were leaving. They
Whoa,
were
whoa,
coming.
whoa,
Don't
whoa,
you dare!
hey,
Don't you
hey,
dare!
hey,
Too slow, bitch!
Hey! Hey!
Oh no, he got Ryan's.
Dude, it's
No!
perfect. He's just the garbage man. He took my trash.
I got sprayed by
Does
Michael.
someone have a baggie with a pillow in it?
They're gonna be so pissed about that.
Yo, give me one of those. I still got to recover from Jeff's kitten story.
But you know what? Kittens, you're gonna need that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, thank you.
So, I was saying we did that,
I thought of another story.
No! Jeff! Jeff! All right.
I'm not going to tell it.
No, you are.
Holy shit.
Real quick, though. We did that immersion, and like I said, everybody was wearing t-shirts. And I think it was 5 different shirts, because it was each color, you know, of the Space Invader from the game. So we have 5 shirts in the back there. I've got some extras that I'm gonna wing into the crowd just dangerously.
Much like a
There we go.
boomerang.
Thank you, Will.
Dude, shout out Ezra Cooperstein, everybody! Ryan, that's Will, just so you know.
No, I got it. No,
All
I
right,
spent time with Will.
Well,
now.
how
I
about this,
understand.
real quick? Do you want to
Yeah.
grab 2 and I'll take 3 and we'll
Okay.
just run out there and throw them randomly? I'll have you know, they're all extra large, so you
Yeah.
might want to gain some weight.
I'm
but
going to go that direction if you want to go this direction. You want to go that? All right.
I feel terrible. I hadn't thought about that in years. Spraying that fucking cat.
all right. Now, what else did you kill?
Our dreams and
No, I'm
hopes.
fine.
I don't think I killed anything.
Well, so far
No.
you haven't been able to close the deal. Yeah, that's what we hear.
As you were throwing out shirts, Jeff leaned over to me and he was like, "That's 100% true. I'm so sorry. Like, that's actually very."
I wasn't
accurate."
embellished in any way. One time in high school, I was driving. I dropped a friend off after playing basketball, and I was driving through a neighborhood, and I was 16, and when you're 16, you're like a walking dick, right? You're just horny. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Exactly,
You're horny
yeah,
24
I
hours a
do.
day, like you can't control yourself. And I saw this girl.
One 16-year-old
One
there.
over there.
One
yeah,
guy
yeah.
over there is like, I got a boner right now.
I got hard when you were talking about killing those animals.
I didn't feel good about it, but I felt good. And I saw this girl walking across the street in short shorts, and I still think, well, I don't because I'm married, but anyway, she was very pretty. She seemed like a lovely girl, and I couldn't stop looking at her, and I was watching her walk slowly across the street, and then I heard a honk, heard a horn honk, and I was like, and I heard it again, and I was like, and I heard it a third time, and I went, oh, and I snapped back to reality, and I looked, and I was in the other lane, and there was a van coming at me, and it swerved and went into a ditch. In Alabama, we have huge ditches.
Apparently.
And
Jeff.
How are you a free man?
Holy shit.
And statute of limitations.
There's like 9 people that are coming for you after this
anyway,
podcast.
it swerves into a ditch and goes like face first into the ditch, and it's like one wheel in the air spinning, and I stopped, and the door of the van opened. It opens up because the van's on its side.
Right, naturally.
Yeah.
Opens up, and some lady like starts to crawl out, and she looks like she's in like maybe her 40s, and she started shaking her fist at me, and I fucking floored it. To this day, I have no idea what happened.
God damn.
You put anything else in a ditch? You know,
Jesus
you good?
Christ.
I can't think of anything. That was my last story.
You couldn't think of anything before, and then you busted that one out. So.
Yeah.
We're gonna die. Like
Just wait
we
for
work
it.
for this guy. At some point, Jeff's gonna kill us.
I've ridden in your car.
Yeah.
We thought Ryan was the threat. It's all Jeff.
Hey,
He has another story. He's thinking of another story right
yeah.
now. I know it.
yeah, he is. He's pulling it. He's
What
pulling
is
it
it?
out
What
of
did
somewhere.
he kill? Why do you hate life?
Jeff, you got anything or? Yep, he got something. He got something.
No, I'm good.
So, I'm sure Griffin isn't here because he has more important things to do.
Griffin is right over there
Oh
selling
yeah, so
necklaces.
I guess Griffin just found out that you're verified. You were
I
afraid to
don't,
tell
I
her.
don't know.
Well, you're verified on Twitter, and you were afraid to tell her because she'd get mad at you.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Shut up.
No, you haven't had that talk yet?
Are we done? Is it over? How's it going?
I'll kill 20 animals, but I won't tell my wife I'm verified.
This will go down in history as the shortest off-topic podcast
Oh, absolutely.
we'll ever do.
Yeah, under an hour.
You feeling okay about that?
the
Because we went
last-
from the longest.
The last episode was 2.5 hours long.
I
Yeah. No.
don't. What time is it? We got like 3 minutes left
Yeah.
or something.
I'm just letting you take
I just don't want
to.
to incriminate myself any further. I've told enough stories.
Well, yeah, stop now, Jeff. You'll be fine.
Yeah. You gotta pick which stories happened long enough ago that
That's true. That's a good point.
Well,
And
you're looking to see if the statute of limitations is expired?
yeah.
It's like a Cosby rape thing. It's like he
Oh, for
can't be
sure.
prosecuted for most of those
For sure.
because they happened so long ago.
So, like 5 years from now, you'll talk about all the things you murdered on this trip.
I can't tell my 2000 stories yet.
Right.
Yeah.
God damn it. All right. Well, this has been pretty swell. Thank you guys for coming out here. Check out the podcast live. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Fantastic audience.
Are we done?
Do you
Yeah,
want to
I
do
think we're good.
one
Wrap it
Q&A or no?
Did you want to tell us the story about killing something else?
Yeah.
No,
what-
I just
what else?
usually the guys make a.
He's been doing that the whole time.
Oh,
I've watched
shit.
it. He
Oh,
did
okay.
5 minutes, like 3-4 minutes
Yeah.
ago. You know, I
We
thought maybe-
We were gonna take one question from the audience and have
Yeah.
it be the only question ever asked on our podcast.
Yeah, if you want.
Guaranteed.
Sure.
Do we have time to do
Let's
that?
say one question in the entire audience. Just pick
Solamente
somebody.
uno.
And this will be the only
Dealer's
question
choice.
that ever gets
Dealer's
asked.
choice. Make it a good one though. Make it a good. I feel like you
Forever.
guys should
Choose
really
wisely.
fight for it.
You're freaking her out. She's so scared right now.
You put a lot of pressure on
Yeah.
her.
No shit.
We're gonna make a T-shirt out of
You
this.
better not pick the wrong person.
Jeff will find you and run you over.
Jesus Christ.
Hey guys, how you going?
Was that the question?
No, that's not the question, Jeff. We'll get into it, okay? Calm down.
We're great. Panel over.
I'm revving the engine.
Yeah. All right. So we've had achievement hunters start the bullying, stop the bullying. What's this year gonna be?
2016 is the year of indiscriminate cursing, right?
Is that what it is?
What
That's
is
what it
it?
said.
You missed
Indiscriminate
that?
cursing?
That was in a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't on that one.
We also said it was the year of Achievement Hunter
Yeah.
because we got lots of stuff.
I feel
Oh,
like
I
you-
never even got to talk about Let's Watch.
Right. You got 30 seconds. Go.
Nah, never mind. It's good.
All right. So I figure round out this panel, I can grab 2 microphones and run through the crowd, and you guys can cheer as loud as possible if you want to do that. All right.
Yeah.
Let's hear it!
And that was the
Still
last
going.
we ever saw of Michael.
Goodbye, my husband. Goodbye. He's gonna kill you! He's gonna
Stay
kill
out of the
you!
way! Whatever you do, stay away from the ditch.
Thank you for coming!
Thank you!
A lot of wasted time.
Ever
How
of
sad
my
was
life.
the person that had to watch all the footage from the?
No,
like,
Josh was
nobody.
really disappointed
Nobody.
because like Gavin found the GoPro first, so then he found the scorpion. Like it just didn't go well.
To be
for
fair,
him.
that was not a good job of hiding the GoPro on Gavin's desk. I mean, he
Yeah.
spotted it
I didn't notice mine.
immediately.
Although my area was darker, but